October 3rd, 2025, 30 million kilometers above Mars. A European probe turns its camera, searching for something more. A moving point of light against the stars. 3I/ATLAS, an interstellar visitor, the third ever seen entering our solar system. But what scientists captured didn't solve its mysteries. It deepened them. On October 21st, the comet disappeared behind the sun in a perfect conjunction. And in that moment, the comet's story crossed paths with our economies. Imagine something entering a stable system with no warning. That's 3I/ATLAS, and that's also an economic shock. Economies spin in balance until something external breaks their orbit. First, it shines in emerald green but lacks the carbon molecules that should cause that color. Second, its composition is reversed. 8 parts carbon dioxide for every 1 of water. Third, it emits vaporized nickel far too far from the sun to happen naturally. And fourth, it comes from the same direction as the legendary WOW signal from 1977. Too many coincidences. When we discovered it, scientists realized something disturbing. It would vanish behind the sun at its most critical moment. The closest, hottest, most revealing moment, completely hidden from view. Just like in economics, the biggest changes happen in the dark. NASA and ESA raced against time to photograph it from Mars. And they did. A visitor from another solar system captured from another planet. Progress doesn't always come from perfect tools, but from daring to look. Then, new data arrived from Chile. The nickel anomaly was worse than before. Its proportions were completely off, like a financial market on the verge of collapse. When a system behaves beyond its model, we either discover a new law or a weakness. On October 21st, the comet vanished completely. Only one satellite could track it for a few days longer. And then, silence. Just like when the markets hide their crisis under a bright headline, systemic risks grow behind the media sun. And when they reappear, it's already too late. Astronomer Avi Loeb mentioned something called the Oberth effect. A small push at the closest point to the sun changes everything. The moment of maximum heat is also the moment of maximum efficiency. In economics, it's the same. One small decision at the right time can change the entire trajectory. The hottest moment can become the most productive if there's precision. Every shock follows the same script: impact, reaction, adaptation. The 3I/ATLAS reminds us chance doesn't always come from within. Sometimes the push comes from beyond. Each external hit exposes how resilient or fragile a system truly is. Resilience isn't rigidity, it's bending without breaking. In early November, the comet returned. It had survived. But it wasn't the same. Nothing ever is after a shock. Each crisis redefines what deserves to exist. Uncle Dorado looks at the sky. Numbers suddenly feel smaller. True stability is learning to change without collapsing. Like a business with savings, a family that plans, an economy that adapts. The universe never warns you before the test. Neither does the economy. The only thing we can do is prepare, diversify, stay liquid, build a contingency plan. Resilience isn't improvised, it's built. Those who survive aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who keep looking when no one else does. Seeing the unseen can be the difference between loss and learning. Learn to look before it's too late. The universe tests. Economies respond. Prepare for the unexpected. If you want to understand how, this is your channel. Subscribe to Monkinomics and ring the bell for more. Every structure, whether rock, market, or mind, faces pressure. What matters isn't the crack, but what forms after. In space or finance, momentum decides survival. Stop adapting, and you fall out of orbit. Even Uncle Dorado knows. Growth curves aren't always smooth. They wobble, twist, and sometimes fly off the chart. The faster things move, the smaller the mistakes that can destroy them. That's the poetry of systems. Math and mystery, profit and purpose, orbiting the same gravity. The visitor drifts away, silent again. We'll never see it twice, but its message stays. Every shock leaves behind something invisible. Knowledge, the rarest currency of all. From comets to crises, every system must learn to dance with the unknown, or vanish. Adaptation isn't luck. It's discipline disguised as curiosity. We and the visitor move on different orbits, but share the same lesson. Survival through motion. Somewhere beyond those stars, another unknown is already coming our way. The next disruption, the next opportunity. The future won't ask if you're ready. It'll just arrive. Subscribe to Monkinomics, where science meets strategy and the unknown meets understanding. Because sometimes, the most distant visitor teaches us the closest truth.